What is going on, Notre Dame football fans? I'm Tyler Horka. That's Jack Sobel. We are with blueandgold.com, Blue and Gold Illustrated, at Notre Dame Stadium, where the Fighting Irish just improved to 4-0 with a 41-17 victory over Central Michigan. It was only a one-score game at halftime, 21-14. I tweeted out, or X'd, whatever you want to call it. We'll still call it Twitter. We'll call it Twitter. That it felt like Notre Dame was sleepwalking a little bit. It was 21-7 at some point there in the second quarter, and at that point I was like, okay, it's throttled down. This is probably going to be a 35-7 game at halftime, and then Central Michigan got the ball back, scored a touchdown, and it's a one-touchdown game. Jack, what were you thinking then, and then the way that Notre Dame did kind of put the pedal to the metal and obviously win this thing by, 24 points?
Yeah, 24. I think that's exactly right. 24 points, 41-17, Notre Dame win. I'll start by saying, it never really felt like the game was in doubt, even when it was a 7-point game at halftime. You felt like Notre Dame was getting the better of the play. But, credit to Central Michigan. They very much fought back. I was pretty impressed with quarterback Jace Bauer. He's a gamer. He took some big hits. He took a huge hit from Thomas Harper. He took a big one from Javonte Jean-Baptiste. But he stayed in. He made some pretty good throws. And the Central Michigan run game played well. But the Notre Dame, especially on defense, the Notre Dame defense, felt like they were playing a little sloppy. They had some penalties. There was a phantom pass interference on Jaden Mickey. That we won't.
That was a bad call.
That wasn't great. But Marcus Freeman said after the game, he talked to his team at halftime and is like, if you think you guys need me to give you a big rah-rah speech, and you can fill in the rest from there. But the message at halftime for Notre Dame was stay the course, execute, don't beat Notre Dame. And they did, and they didn't beat Notre Dame, and they were able to, for the second week in a row, really pull away in that late third, early fourth quarter.
Yeah, for me it was the penalties that you mentioned, and then the missed tackling. There were some missed tackles. I would call them missed assignments, too. Look, Central Michigan had 3 plays of 22 yards or more. I think it was 4 plays of 15 yards or more. As we tape this right now, Ohio State is beating Western Kentucky 49-10. So I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is having a game. Kyle McCord looks good. If Notre Dame played, especially early on in this game, defensively, the way Notre Dame played defensively early in this one, if it plays that way against Ohio State, you're going to see some wide open dudes, and you're probably going to see the 31-yarder that we saw Central Michigan ultimately set up a touchdown. That probably goes for a touchdown itself against Ohio State. But Jack Kaiser spoke to us in the postgame press conference. I kind of liked Notre Dame's resolve in this one. To only give up a field goal in the second half was big for the defense. So they rebounded, and they started playing. I think Marcus Freeman said it. Notre Dame started playing like Notre Dame, and that's why you got the 24-point win. Let's switch things to the offensive side of the ball, because that's really the story with this Notre Dame team right now. It's Sam Hartman throwing for 330 yards, which, by the way, it's only his 4th game, but this was his first time going over 300 yards for the Fighting Irish. He's been so efficient, didn't even play a second half the last time we were here against Tennessee State. So he was great. I mean, the deep ball to Tobias Merriweather, the deep ball to Chris Tyree, those were on the money. He had a 42-yarder to Rico Flores Jr.
Flores one, I think, was his best throw of the day. That was an incredible throw.
Yeah, so he had a bunch of moments like that, and then Audric Estime had some moments where he's hurdling guys, he's running past guys. He scored on a 72-yard touchdown that was called back for holding, and obviously maybe the holding did give him the edge, but I think he was probably going to get the corner anyway. 176 yards, career high for him. Offensively, Jack, I mean, this is the type of team that you want to take into that Ohio State game, right?
Absolutely. You can't – I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but a very high percentage of Sam Hartman drives have led to touchdowns for Notre Dame this year. And, how many quarterback running back combos – I think this was a discussion on the loose emoji board earlier this week. How many quarterback running back combos do you take over Notre Dame right now? How many are even in the discussion? USC's up there just because of the quarterback. Notre Dame fans won't like it, but Michigan's up there. Yeah. Off the top of my head, that's about all I can think. Colorado probably with Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Edwards, I believe. Edwards, yeah. But it's not a lot. Right. Sam Hartman is locked in right now. Brief scare in the third quarter, but he is fine. Audric Estime is, you've seen the long speed really take hold.
I'm surprised. I've been covering this guy for 3 years. I didn't know he had that.
Yeah, the breakaway speed. I mean, that's been huge for Notre Dame. Audric Estime has really shown that. We know the power is there. The pass catching has been there. I think more than either of us thought it would be. I mean, he did tell us he worked on that this offseason. But those two leading this offense right
That's a
now,
good point.
with a wide a bevy of pass catchers, who I think Tyree leads the team in receiving yards right now.
Probably still, yeah.
Yeah, Tyree still he led the team in this game, and he came in leading the team. But any of those guys, like it was Merriweather and Tyree today. It was Jaden Thomas. Jaden Thomas was involved again. Rico Flores Jr. had himself a pretty good game.
Touchdown.
Yeah, Holden State, yeah, of course. All Holden State does is catch touchdowns. Jaden Greathouse had a nice catch on the fourth down. He'll always be involved there. There are a lot of guys Notre Dame can go to, even without Mitchell Evans and DJ Brown on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
But and plus the offensive line played very well. Sam Hartman could have taken a nap in the pocket on a couple of those. I mean,
great pass pro.
Incredible job by the pass protection. And the run blocking was terrific. It was just an all around great day for the offense.
Yeah, you mentioned a really good point there. I tweeted out in the middle of the game. I think it was after those hurdles, because they came on like a stretch of like, I think it was twice in 3 plays or something like that. Just straight, Audric Estime just straight jumped over a couple guys, and I was like, Audric Estime for Doak Walker? Like, I know he's played one more game than pretty much everyone else in the country because of that Week 0 game, but he leads the NCAA in rushing yards, and efficiently, too. I tweeted it out. I think it's 63 carries for 521 yards through 4 games. Like, if you average that out, you're getting more than 100 yards per game efficiently as well. Maybe the volume isn't there. Again, he only carried 20 times today to get those 176 yards. But that's just another testament to how good Notre Dame is offensively. Jadarian Price had a run where he juked the guy at the line of scrimmage. You were like, wow, like that guy could probably start at a lot of other places. Jeremiah Love, the freshman running back, had a very impressive run along the sideline where it looked like he should have got tackled for a 2-yard gain. It ends up being, I think maybe it was even a first down. So you mentioned it, just like the pass catching weapons, but it's really all over the place. Mitchell Evans didn't play, like you said, but Holden Stays is a very good option. Cooper Flanagan got some run, the freshman tight end. So I think, I mean, let's just finish this video out by talking about Ohio State, because we have 7 days until Ohio State plays on this field right here, and it feels like that's not enough time to just talk about everything that's going to go into that game. How are you feeling from a Notre Dame perspective? Like, it feels, I said this on the pregame radio show with Darren Pritchett and Eric Hansen, it's a complete 180 from last year, where Notre Dame went into the Ohio State game saying just a prayer that we can hang on and like hang in this game. Ended up being like they couldn't score, but this year it feels like they're gonna score, and it's probably gonna be a really good, maybe even a high scoring type of game.
Yeah, you really can't feel much better if you're Notre Dame heading into the Ohio State. You really couldn't hope for a better 4-game start. Like that's pretty much all there is to it. Sam Hartman has been as good, if not better, than advertised. You really couldn't have expected it much more from him. Audric Estime has been on a tear. Yeah. The pass catchers, like we said, have been pretty good. The whole team looks very good right now. And we don't know what's going to happen next Saturday night. We know the stadium is going to be rocking. A lot of it's going to be red, but a lot of it's going to be green. It'll be on national TV. You know, we believe there's a pretty good, based on not inside information, just what we know about college football, we believe there's a pretty good chance College Game Day is going to be here.
Yeah. But especially with the way that both these teams played today.
Especially with that, like it's gonna be awesome next week. Regardless of what happens, we're really excited to cover this game.
Yeah, we'll see if Notre Dame has Mitchell Evans back. That concussion protocol thing is a little more recent than J.D. Bertrand's. He will be back. He looked good. Yeah. I don't want to say concussions are precautionary when you get held out, because they are a serious injury, but he looked to be about as ready as you can be, having just suffered a concussion a week ago. So Notre Dame should be pretty healthy, pretty much at full strength going into that thing, and that's what you need to be against Ohio State in the last half decade, really the last decade, especially since Ryan Day's been there. So it's going to be a fun one. We are going to cover all angles of it at blueandgold.com. So definitely go check blueandgold.com late tonight, Saturday, and obviously on Sunday for content wrapping up this game. And then it's all on to Ohio State, Jack. Yeah. This next week is going to be all Notre Dame, Ohio State. Again, Tyler Horka, Jack Sobel. Go to blueandgold.com for all things Notre Dame football.